Hello and welcome to the One Life Church devotional series where we cover the entire Bible in 20 months. Well, I'm at Oliver Tambo Airport. I've just arrived here in Johannesburg for a week-long conference, and we're going to tackle a new book of the Bible today, that of Micah. This is one of the minor prophets. Now, it says in Micah 1, the word of the Lord came to Micah of Moresheth. So he is identified by where he lives. This was a small town in southern Judah, and it says that he reigned he prophesied in the reigns of Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah. And so around about the time of Isaiah, just after Amos. So now remember, Amos was a farmer. He wasn't a professional prophet, but this guy was a professional prophet. This is what he did. And he had gone to Jerusalem, and there he prophesied. He was a powerful prophet. He was able to move the heart of King Hezekiah, which reshaped the whole of Judah's policies, and so saved the nation from complete catastrophe. And so what he was doing, he was warning against the Assyrian and Babylonian invasion. He started with a description over Israel of God, and the description is pretty similar to that of Mount Sinai, except he's not coming this time to make a covenant with the people of God. He's coming to judge them for 500 years of rebellion. And this is the way Amos puts it. Micah puts it. He says, because of this, I will weep and I'll wail, and I'll go about barefoot and naked. I will howl like a jackal and moan like an owl. He's highly emotive. He is a powerful prophet. And then he names all the culprit towns. He lists them all that have been behaving badly. And then he says this: shave your head in mourning for the children whom you delight. Make yourself as bald as a vulture, for they will all go into exile. So he's basically saying, if you don't repent, your children and your children's children, they're not going to be catching planes like I am now, voluntarily going all over the place. No, they're going to get dragged off into exile. And you might ask, but why? What is the reason that Micah gives? Well, first he starts with the leaders. He says, woe to you who plan iniquity, to those who plot evil on their beds. As morning light they carry it out, because it is in their power to do so. He says, look, there's some powerful people among you, your leaders, and they're plotting evil. And they become wealthy, they become greedy, and they're ripping off the poor. And so he almost alludes to what Ahab did when he stole the vineyard of Naboth. Remember that? They covet fields, seize them, and houses, and take them. They defraud people of their homes. They rob them of their inheritance. And just like Ahab did this, so the rich are doing it. And then he turns on the prophets. He says the prophets are not prophesying accurately. They are not saying what God has called them to say. In fact, they are hirelings. They are being hired to say what people want them to say. And so they're deceiving the nation. And that's exactly how it's described in our day, isn't it? That people gather around themselves, a multitude of teachers, to tell them what their itching ears want to hear. That's a sign of the times which we're living in today. But I love the way Micah is filled with hope. He's a powerful prophet. He warns people with huge emotion, but then he looks into the future, and he says this: the one who breaks open the way will go up before them. He will break through the gate, and they will go out. Their king will pass through before them, and the Lord at their head. Who's he talking about? He's looking ahead and saying, Jesus is coming, a king is coming who's going to sort things out. This is what verse 12 says: I will surely gather you, all of Jacob, and I will bring you together. I will bring you together like sheep in a pen, like flock in a pasture, and the place will throng with people. Now, he's looking ahead, seeing the redemption Jesus is going to bring at the end of the day, after all this discipline. I was reading a commentary the other day on the book of Revelation, and Michael Eaton was writing it. And he said this: he is convinced that this throng that we read here in Micah, there's a multitude in heaven, is greater than the multitude in hell. And his logic was, when God redeems things, the devil doesn't get a foot up. The devil doesn't win this battle. And so just like Micah looks up into the future and sees a throng of people turning and following God, so does John see a multitude. And so we look around our day, we say, Lord, this world is as crazy as it was in Micah's day. Yes, but God has a plan, just like he foresaw, Micah foresaw. And the plan is that thousands upon thousands, millions of thousands come to salvation. God bless you.